Crossdressing buying female clothing in public. Question. I'm in need of real advice. I am currently trying to change my look from provocative to everyday female wear. This is to help blend in more and look more convincing when I go out. The question I am asking is, how do I buy items of clothing from shops like Marks & Spencer's, Bon Marché, Primark and so on with confidence? Reply. It was just the same when I first started going to the RG shops. I suffered low confidence and was always scared of what would be said if I was seen by anyone at all. I made sure no one was in the shop I wanted to go in beforehand. However, now I find it much better if there is someone else in, as all the attention is not on yourself. You may find that most other people are too scared to confront you outright in any case, so just go for it. Most of the high street shops nowadays are used to crossdressers. Reply. I tend to pick quiet times to shop in female stores. For example, before noon on weekends. Or maybe on a Tuesday or Wednesday afternoon when possible. It can be useful to remember that boyfriends, hubbies, fathers, sons, and other male figures do sometimes go shopping with women and some actually help. I know that I did years ago when I had girlfriends, and still tried to follow the male role model. I remember being sent to the other side of the store to go looking for something in green or a size up. Plus, of course, you are doing nothing wrong. Any snotty glances from other members of the public should be either ignored or, if appropriate, greeted with a smile, wink, or long stare to out-freak or challenge their attitude. Reply. I very much got used to the stares whilst shopping a long time ago. I shop for female clothing regularly. I know my dress size, I buy my makeup from Boots, and I even ask advice on colors. There comes a point when you get to, oh, what the hell? I am what I am, and I love what I am. My wife say my taste in earrings is fantastic. She keeps borrowing my jewelry and stuff. I have one thing going for me that's a bonus. That is, I wear makeup all the time as an entertainer. So no one bats an eye when they bump into me wearing makeup. Reply. My daughter secured a temporary job in M&S over Christmas. During her training, she told me that they have a policy for T-girls. The assistants are told not to bat an eyelid when either girls drab or femme buy clothing. Also, if you want to try the clothes on, the policy is that if you're drab, you should use the male fitting rooms, femme the female ones. She doesn't know I dress, she was just a little surprised, as I was, that this policy existed. I am not sure if I would have the nerve to use the fitting rooms. However, it does show that stores realize we're just another form of income, and not some interlopers trying to gatecrash a private club. I find that being relaxed, not furtive, attracts the least attention, and hey, it can be part of the fun and excitement. Reply. The obvious clothing shops to buy from are charity shops. I find it is better to avoid the ones with the posh old lady serving you. Also, go to places like Camden Town. All the drag queens go there, and you often see guys leafing through the ball gowns. No one turns a hair. Whatever you do, wigs or dresses, never go in drag. You will look ridiculous unless you are 100% convincing or it is Gay Pride Day outside. Also, buy online and through catalogs, you never need to leave the house then. Finally, buy a sewing machine. You can buy any fabrics without anyone looking twice, and the outfits will fit you properly. Reply. I used to be exactly the same. That was at a time when I was married and looking to buy presents. I started in Lewis's buying Smellis and makeup. If you can get used to doing that, or buying the same in Boots, it's not too difficult a step to buying clothes. It helps if you know your size. Although if it's wrong you can always take it back. I'm happy now shopping for lingerie in Mandes. I also buy clothes from Tesco's, they have a good range. If you really can't face it, then look at catalogue shopping. Editions is good, cover a great size range, and if you have a smaller, younger figure then they have some really brilliant outfits. The advantage with catalogues is A. You can get credit, and B. You can order a couple of different sizes and styles, then send what you don't want like back. If your figure is upwards of 16, have a look at the Olapop Ken catalog, expensive but nice. Reply. One of the simplest ways to get started is at supermarkets like Asda or Tesco's. A few garments in with the standard shopping probably won't even be noticed. Instead of using the main high street chains, you could try smaller independent shops. When the owner is also the person selling you the goods, I tend to find them much more helpful whether you're in drab or en femme. Your purchase is really going to make a difference to their takings for the day. They will be so focused on the day's takings, they just won't be bothered that you're a crossdresser. As has been said, the main chains do tend to have policies on TVs shopping there. They want your money as well, though the shop assistants do tend to be slightly more awkward about it. Only slightly though, as they don't want to get into trouble with the manager. The trick is to be confident, easier said than done, I know. If you are fine with it, then they don't have much choice but to just cope. Once you've broken the ice in the big stores, it will be fine in the future. Maybe try shopping away from home where you just won't give a damn if anyone does give you any grief. After all, you won't ever have to go back there. Reply. Looking back, I was terrified in my 20s about being identified as a TV. Now I am rarely if ever identified as a former man. I can honestly recommend Asda and Tesco's. For women of ages 25 to 55, their clothes selection is good and the sizing is generally perfect. It is so easy to get stuff bought and to take it back. Some signs. 1. He is lingering too long at the item. A non-T guy would look at it, know his wife's size and buy it. 2. Lurking, looking edgily at clothes and walking away when a woman approaches. A non-T guy would ask another shopper for advice. I used to do this when I thought I was a TV and struck up some great convos, even down to admitting I wore women's clothes. 3. Eyes and shoulders stooped, a total giveaway to any person dressed or not. It is the "I am not authorized to be here" look. A non-T guy or a confident T-girl has her shoulders back and head up. 4. Spending too long on the sale aisle with short skirts in their hands and no trolley. Tip: take a trolley, load it with a newspaper, a woman's magazine, and cereal. Once you have the item, get it in the trolley and put the magazine on top. 5. Eyes never look at you. I smile at guys in women's clothes sections cause it is a good place to flirt with sensitive guys who love their wives. It is safe. Nervous T-girls cannot look you or the checkout girl in the eye. Unless you are going to be open about your proclivities, smaller independent shops are best avoided since they are often owned by women whose political idol and social persuasion is more towards Mrs. T as opposed to accepting T people. Department stores like Topshop or Topman are a boon since you can get some girls' clothes and take a couple of guys' trousers and ask to try them on in the men's changing rooms, or you say, you are looking after these for your girlfriend and she has just rushed off to the loo. Charity shops are fab since, as someone said, they tend to be quite casual and don't really care unless you have a po-faced pre-op-TS as an assistant who has an axe to grind. With her all you do is smile and look down on her exclusively Oxfam taste in clothes herself.